How you doing, guys? Good to see you. Grant Stain here, CEO at Blam, and today I'm going to be talking a lot about managing your team, managing your staff, because here at the Blam Partnership Program, we have lots of people that go through the process of scaling their digital agency, and as that happens, they inevitably, good word, wish I could say it, come up with the idea of taking on team members and then growing their team thereafter. And we've got some planned partners. I think the record's probably about 12 team members. And then we've got several planned partners that have got a variety of different numbers below that. But as soon as you start managing teams, you start coming up with what is commonly known amongst entrepreneurs, commonly known amongst business owners as the most difficult part of the job. And that is managing team members, managing the staff, managing your employees. And that's because you have to deal with such a variety of different personalities and the way in which their expectations are managed, and their expectations for their business or the business, their salaries, what they do in terms of their work. You've got all these different things that are driven by emotion, logic, and everything else. And what I tend to find, and I count myself amongst this, is when we are entrepreneurial and we're so passionate about our business and focused on it, sometimes, I'll put my hand up to this, we can neglect other people's emotions, feelings, needs, wants, etc. So all of my team members that are watching right now, just quickly say, sorry, I am quite single-minded and focused. But as a result of this, knowledge is power. I know that as an entrepreneur myself, I am pretty rubbish at managing people. I expect them all to be in my head. Half the time, I don't communicate with them as well as I should do. I forget things. I forget who I've told what to. And as your team grows and scales, this can become a challenge. And so what you need is some rules to stick to that help you navigate being a manager, being a leader, and helping you grow your business. So I want to share with you today just some of the tools that I use and some of the tips that I've gained over the years from other entrepreneurs to help me manage other people and get past some of the difficulties that are faced by the most difficult part of the job, managing people. Now, don't get me wrong, some people are born managers. Some people are awesome at managing. We've all got our strengths and weaknesses. And hopefully, as your team grows, the people that you employ to be managers will be much better at it than you are. So the way that I always begin this process, and I've talked about this in more detail on other lives that I've done, but I'm just going to recap slightly about how I recruit. Now, I do quite a lot of interviews because we take on people quite regularly at Blam, because we grow the team. As we grow, we need website builders, we need developers, we need managers, we need marketing people, we need content writers, we need app designers, we need graphic designers, we need success managers, we need account managers, and these are all roles that we're looking to fill that have different strengths and weaknesses in terms of their skill set and their personality. However, because I interview on a regular basis, I still personally do that first interview, because what I'm looking for at the very beginning, once I've looked at the CV and we've identified that the person has kind of got broadly has got a skill set for the people that we're looking for, the most important thing for me is personality. And personality means that they have got the right kind of attitude that fits with our business. And for me, it's quite simple. I always let them know that I expect them to come to the meeting on time. And these days, it's usually that first meeting is usually always a screen share. That they turn up, they look presentable. It really helps for me if they've thought about their lighting and their background. So sometimes I get that wrong on these lives, I must admit, but it's nothing worse than sitting in front of somebody who's perhaps, doesn't look like they've made much of an effort, and then you can see like dirty pants on the floor in the background. I've actually had that. Or the lighting's so bad you can't see what they look like. And for an interview, it's important that they get that right. It shows that attention to detail that we're looking for. And then what I expect is, as I go through the generic, fairly generic questions that I ask, I'm looking for, do I like this person? Do they appear to be the kind of person that would fit into our team? Are they a Blam kind of person? And for you guys, what I'd be recommending is you do the same. That gut feeling, that rapport that you get right from the beginning is really important, I think. And it's certainly like the first hoop that I expect people to jump through. Secondly, I want to have done the research so that they know enough about our business to be able to tell me what I do and what my business does. Because if they haven't done the research, then they've basically failed there and then. Anybody that doesn't really understand the business, because these days there's no excuse. They can look online, they can find out about your business. There's no excuse. And then we get into some of the more sort of general or specific. I wouldn't say specific. I would say the more generalist question about the specific category that they're working for, just to check that they've got a broad understanding of what that would look like. And then just to check to see if they like the job. Because at that point, if they tick that box, if they go through to second interview, it would then be the team leader for that department that they are being recruited for, that would actually take care of the more detailed finding out whether they're going to be able to do the work that is required. And that's then down to the manager to get the best out of them. We usually give them a little test, a couple of different things, make sure that they get the most out of them and find out whether they're a good fit in the other side of the, if you've got the personality and are they a good fit with the team? And then you've got the skill set. And there's two things is how we judge. So then you recruit somebody, you've got a team member. What do we do thereafter? Well, the first thing I do is we've got an onboarding process where we've got a little video that everybody watches. There's some training that we give everybody. And then they get indoctrinated, as I like to call it. And I'm not even embarrassed about saying that. Indoctrination is the key. I'm not going to win any awards with the proper recruitment people or the PC brigade who tell you what's the best way to manage staff. A lot of that, in my view, is just not in accordance with a business that is looking to achieve super success. What I'm looking for are, I say, disciples. I want disciples in the business. I want people that believe in our cause, that understand what we are trying to achieve, and that resonate with that goal and resonate with the core values that are going to help us get there. And that's why I say I want disciples. I want people that are indoctrinated. I want people that are blamified, because in order to get to where we need to be, we need people that are totally dedicated to the mission. And if they are not, then they're just not for us. And a lot of people have had proper ding-dong rows with people who are in other industries that are keen to make sure that employees don't get overworked and get looked after and all that kind of stuff. And in my experience, if people love what they do, then they will work harder. Then they'll enjoy working hard. They'll put in the extra hours when required. And I'm not saying that we need to be slave drivers. It's not like we're cracking the whip and making them do it, the extra hours or the extra bit of work but under any kind of threat. We want them to do it because they believe in the outcome, they believe in the cause. And that's when you've got a team that are all working together. And then my belief is, and this is going to be individual to your business, is the rewards that they get should be higher than any reward they would get from anywhere else. So in other words, whether it's be commission-based, profit sharing, whether it might be share options, or however you do that, it should be a better deal than they would get anywhere else, which helps also them to buy in. So in my eyes, and for Blam in particular, that makes every employee have an entrepreneurial mindset. And that's what I talk about in our business, is that entrepreneurial mindset, because even the people within the business effectively know that they can earn more than just a salary when they're working for Blam. So I'm going to share with you now what that looks like. So first and foremost, let me just share my screen. And I'm hoping this can really help you think about your business, guys, and how you motivate yourself and your team. So I'll start by sharing this screen, and I'm going to go here. So every Blam partner, as you know, guys, when you start, we talk about you defining your core values. I can't stress how important to the foundation of our business these core values are. Now, you will see me go on about these core values all the time, but it's important in order to manage a team that your core values are absolutely embedded into the onboarding and then the ongoing way in which you deal with your team. Not only your team, but also your customers. In our instance, our partners, and then our partners' customers, because these core values should resonate. The people that you take on in the business should embody your core values. And I'm pleased to say the team members at Blam are absolutely awesome. And I know that this is, the reason I've recruited them, and the reason they're awesome, because this was the foundation that they were held up to. So those core values are key. Then we've got, what is your business all about? Now, this is what Blam's all about. So yours will be different. So let me just make this a bit bigger, and let me read this out to you. So Blam Online, which is the generic name for all of our business, our main mission is to build 1 million websites. So everybody in the business knows that that is our mission. But then you've got to ask yourself, well, why do you want to build 1 million websites? Well, the more websites we build, the more entrepreneurs we support. The more entrepreneurs can change the world, and we could be supporting the next Elon Musk on their entrepreneurial journey. Now, we know that all of the websites that we build have got a massive influence on the success of that business. It's the first thing that people look at. And all of those thousands of websites are all helping those entrepreneurs grow. And we're already supporting a huge ecosystem of business owners with their employees and their customers, just with what Blam does right now, and helping my team understand the importance that does, the amount of mouths that we're contributing to feeding, the amount of mortgages that we're paying, the amount of businesses that are growing and expanding as a result of the work that they do right at the coalface, empowers the way that they go about their business. And the what that we do is that entrepreneurs running SMEs around the world need a certified Blam partner as a safe pair of hands to manage their digital marketing, because Blam partners are certified and trained by us to help entrepreneurs get their digital marketing strategy working. Blam websites are at the core of our partners' product offering. They combine the latest technology with beautiful aesthetics and are the perfect foundation to get results. Our partners are the certified marketing consultants, the safe pair of hands and key point of contact. And the Blam team are the experts that take care of the delivery. So that's a really fundamental to the what, the why, the what, and the how our business is all about. And our team members need to be on board with that. So with your business, guys, think about your why. What is your big vision? What is your goal? What is the mission? And then how are you going to get there? And how do you articulate it to get your team motivated and inspired? And once you've done that, that's when, and here we've got here a review, you manage them on a quarterly basis. So this is an example, maybe get that a bit bigger for you, of a team member performance review. And this is undertaken quarterly. Now, I still undertake the managers' reviews, and then the managers manage the team underneath. So the team review is done quarterly, and it starts with a little bit of an underpinning of helping them understand how the review process works. So I want to share that with you guys, because what we do is quite unique. So in the business, because I want everybody indoctrinated into the Blam way of thinking, I do not want to make the ordinary what everybody aims for. So in other words, in most performance reviews, you might have a list of different areas of the business, and they might be, very good, could do better, must try harder, something like that, and variations on it. In our business, I want people that are all aligned on getting the goals to where we need to be, the 1 million websites and all of the people that we're going to help to get there. I want the goal to be, for every team member, extraordinary. I want them to be absolute rock stars in what they do and to be aiming for that. But I know that not everybody will achieve that in all areas. In fact, it would be highly unusual for anybody to achieve extraordinary in multiple different areas, because extraordinary is a word that has been chosen very specifically because I want it to be almost unobtainable, because we've got to shoot for the stars. And that's at the entrepreneurial mindset that we should all have, including the team members. So extraordinary is the goal that everybody's aiming for in all these different areas of business. And when I'm coaching my managers to do the team reviews, it's really important that they articulate this message to their team members too, because most businesses, if somebody's doing really well, then the top, sort of hierarchy, or the sort of the highest they can get for each of these different things, they would expect to get a lot of them. Not in Blam, because extraordinary is not something that everybody's going to achieve in every area, every quarter. In fact, if I give out 2 or 3 extraordinaries, it is an outstanding review. And it's important that that doesn't demotivate people when this is filtered down to the managers explaining it to the team, because I don't want people to feel demotivated because they don't get lots of extraordinaries. In fact, I want them to feel elated if they get one, because it is phenomenal to get an extraordinary. And so this is the way we look at it. So we start by filling out all the details. And by the way, of course, I'll be sharing this with other people that want to use it. You've got the employee name, the production department, who's the reviewer, the date, the period of review, and then the reviewer's title. And so then we've got extraordinary. As I say, hardly anybody will ever achieve this. It is absolutely outstanding, off the charts, absolute rock star. Very good, which is almost like the equivalent of most people's excellent. Okay is they're on rocky ground. I'm not sure they're right for the business. And if anybody gets a could do better, then they're pretty close to going into special measures, because I'm a bit of a softie when it comes to reviewing. I won't mark somebody down unless it's necessary. If somebody gets a could do better, that means they're not trying hard enough. And if they're not trying hard enough, then I'll need to know why, because I've had rock star people that have hit extraordinary even when they've had awful things going on in their life, awful reasons that they could have used to not perform at work. And I know that extraordinary superstar team players don't let anything get in the way of the work, because they understand the mission and they understand where they're going. As soon as I get people that start making excuses for their performance and they end up with, a few could do betters, I know they're not the kind of team member that's going to fit in well with us, because it will demoralize the other team members. Because when you've got a team full of rock stars who are absolutely smashing it and they're all super high achievers, a person that could do better stands out like a sore thumb, and it demoralizes the other people. And that's why this whole recruitment process needs to be really robust, because what you don't want to do is start losing people or demotivating people who are really high achievers and feel like they're not getting supported by the other team members. So that's where, as I said right at the beginning, managing people is the most difficult part of the job. And when that starts happening, you've got to nip it in the bud. So what I tend to do is use comments to then articulate why they got the mark that they did. So I will find that most of the people I review, because all my managers are awesome, either get a very good or an extraordinary. Very rarely more than 3 extraordinaries. They've really got to be absolutely knocking out of the park to get an extraordinary. I'm pleased to say that some of my team members do that. But what I tend to do is I will caveat a very good with an excellent if they're really doing really well, but just haven't got to that extraordinary level. And excellent, as anybody will know, is really good, and you can find that there could be a lot of excellence, or you've got the opportunity as well to put a message in there as well if you wanted to, a little message. And I judge on job knowledge, productivity, quality of work, technical skills, work consistency, enthusiasm, really important one for me, cooperation, proactivity. Initiative. Core values, really, really important. Are they exemplifying the core values? Creativity, doesn't matter what department they're in, they can be proactively creative. I want to see that. Punctuality, you've got to be at work on time, you've got to turn up. Attendance, is somebody having too much time off, that kind of thing. Dependability, communication skills, and then an overall rating. And then, and here's one that was left over from somebody's review that I copied here, opportunities for development. So this means that every quarterly review, you put opportunities for development for the next 3 months. And then your reviewers' comments will just be an overview of how they've got on following the previous 3, whether they achieve their opportunity development from the previous 3, or anything else that you need to put in there that's going to help them. And then all of this is kept in a record, and we keep it in a spreadsheet. So we've got different tabs for the year, and that gets kept in a folder that's secure. We keep everything on Google Drive, and we've got everybody's reviews kept in there. So that review process, I've been doing this for some years now, but I've just refined it over the years. Having been an employer now for 20 years, I've seen my fair share of employees come and go. Pleased to say that a lot of them have stayed with me for many, many years, and kept that high level of performance, which I think is really key. Making sure that people stay motivated, they stay inspired, they understand the mission, and they know where we're going, and they contribute to that mission is absolutely key. Okay, so if I stop sharing now. Awesome. So if anybody is thinking of making their first recruit, they're taking on their first team member, or you're looking to grow your team further and you're looking for ways of doing a performance review, want tips on managing your team, Blam Partners, if you are looking to expand, where you want to expand, in what areas are you going to need to recruit, and how would you go about doing that, then get in touch with us. We're here to help you in all areas of your entrepreneurial journey, not just the selling websites and the SEO and all those kind of stuff. We're here to help you grow a business and achieve success. And our goal is to support you in all those areas. So please reach out to us. You know how to get hold of us, or just drop a message in the comments. And in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll get a copy of the performance review, and I'll drop that in so you will be able to use that. And I think that's it, guys. I hope you found that useful. Get recruiting. Don't let it be a chore. Remember to over communicate. Remember, you're probably a rubbish manager if you're anything like me. Embrace the tools to help you support your team, be empathetic, recruit rock stars, and get them indoctrinated, is my view. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll speak to you very soon.